gentlemen, welcome to Robert Morris University and the 97th Commencement Ceremony.
This is an old video. Back in.
Come on. Go play.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Robert Morris University, its faculty, staff, and administrators, I welcome you to the 97th commencement exercise and hereby declare these ceremonies open. Please stand for the color guard, university faculty, and platform party.
As interim president of Robert Morris University, it is my privilege to welcome you to the 2022 commencement exercises. Please remain standing and join the University Wind Ensemble, who will lead us in the singing of the national anthem. Thank you, and please be seated. I would like to introduce Margaret DiTuccio, a member of the RMU Board of Trustees, to welcome everyone to our commencement exercises.
Thank you, Madam President Patrick, and good afternoon, everyone. Of all of the privileges of being a member of the Board of Trustees of Robert Morris University, none is more enjoyable, significant, or affirming than joining you today at commencement to congratulate our graduates and acknowledge this milestone achievement in your lives. Please allow me to introduce the board members who were able to join us today. Mark Rooks, Cheryl Walker, Armando Ocondo, Charles Skip Homan. The university trustees revel in the excitement of this day, and we want the graduates to know that the board could not be more proud of you and what you've accomplished. You energize us with the promise and potential you represent, and we applaud your hard work and sacrifice along with your family members and loved ones who have supported you along the way. So with praise and appreciation to every group mentioned, as well as an expression of our thanks to the university's faculty, administrators, and officers, let's enjoy the festivities as we continue this celebration. You have the board's admiration, gratitude, congratulations, and best wishes for continued success. Madam President Patrick, please proceed with our ceremonies.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, esteemed faculty and staff, and of course, class of 2022, congratulations on making history. You have completed your degree during RMU's centennial year. This year's commencement ceremonies mark the grand finale of a year of events to celebrate the founding of Robert Morris University, known in 1921 as the Pittsburgh School of Accountancy. And just as commencement is not an ending, but a beginning, this occasion does not mark the end of our first century, but the beginning of our next. You know that I say all the time, at RMU, we are big enough to matter, small enough to care. And there is a lot of stuff I could brag about that makes us big enough to matter. But what really makes us big enough to matter is each one of you. That's right, it's what you, our graduates, achieve. And when you walk across this stage and back into the world, you will make us even bigger. So thank you. Thank you for entrusting RMU to your education. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for making us big enough to matter. So now on with the ceremony, right? So it's my honor to introduce our honorary degree recipient for 2022, Mr. Kevin Colbert. I will ask Vice President Provost to install our honorary degree recipient, and I will ask him to please come forward.
Madam President, please confer the degree Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa, upon Kevin Colbert from Robert Morris University.
Mr. Colbert, by this degree, we recognize your extraordinary service and generosity to Robert Morris University as a loyal and generous alumnus and as a former member of the Board of Trustees. We are also celebrating your outstanding career in the NFL and, of course, as general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, of course, won 2 Super Bowls under your leadership. Okay, so we're going to... Okay, let's give one round of applause, please. And please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Kevin Colbert.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick. And thank all of you for allowing me to be here today. It's really an awesome honor to be part of your special day. I say that because 42 years ago, I received my bachelor's degree from Robert Morris College at that point. And trust me, I still have nightmares that I didn't quite make it. Also, I started the pursuit of a master's degree from RMU, but then honestly, I let life get in the way and I didn't complete it. I'm sure you guys have met those same life challenges, and now you're coming out the other side with that master's or doctorate degree. So again, congratulations. The 2 most important words I've learned in my life are please and thanks. So please take a moment and thank your family, your professors, and the RMU staff that are all here with you today. Please stand up and give everybody a round of applause. Thank you. Today's about recognition and celebration of what you have accomplished to date. It's a reflection on what you had to do to get this far, but it's also a time of uncertainty about what's next. What is next? You have a job lined up? Are you going to pursue another degree? Are you going to have to move? When will that next step occur? Will I be any good? Why am I so anxious? I wish I could give you answers to these questions, but honestly, I can't. The only person that can give you answers to these questions is that person sitting in your individual chairs, and that's you. What I may be able to do for you is be an example of somebody who faced some of those same questions 42 years ago and was very fortunate to attain my bachelor's degree. Along the way of my professional journey, I coached baseball, basketball, and football prior to working in the football personnel world for the last 38 years. In doing so, I have met many, many great folks. When I was a graduate assistant basketball coach here at RMU, former RMU coach, the late Gus Kropp, and we made an advanced scouting trip for Coach Matt Furjanic to scout an upcoming opponent, Wright State University. Once on campus, Gus and I were walking to the arena. While doing so, Gus stopped me and he pointed out a worn-out grass path in between the two walkways. Gus pointed it out to me to show me that no matter how much planning we do, somebody else, in this case the students, they thought otherwise and made a more suitable walkway for themselves. Early in my scouting career, I was down at Grambling State University. At that time, Grambling's head coach was the legendary Eddie Robinson. Coach Robinson has the third most victories in college football history. Walking past Coach Robinson's office, I noticed him sitting alone by himself. Not wanting to barge in, I politely knocked on the door to say hello. Having never met him previously, I was stunned when he said, "Young man, come on in." 45 minutes later, I thanked him for his time, but not without asking him for just one lesson before I left. He didn't hesitate, and he said, "You have to have a plan, you have to practice that plan, and then you have to execute that plan." A very simplistic statement that was awesomely profound. He then signed a media guide cover for me with the line, "Our best wishes." To Kevin from Coach Robinson, our best wishes. Not his, but Grambling University's, and I still have that to this day. I also had the privilege of working 5 years for the Miami Dolphins and Hall of Fame coach Don Shula. In a scouting meeting one day, Coach Shula said, "When you got red paint, paint your barn red." And what he was referencing was appreciate a player for who he is, not for what you want him to be, while being prepared to utilize whatever given talents that player might have. When working for the Detroit Lions, our head coach Wayne Fonts would often say, "Every meal is not a banquet." The lesson there, small victories are just as important. And how about Steelers Hall of Fame coach Bill Cowher? Achievements are different than accomplishments. Achievements are a step along the way to an accomplishment, which is the ultimate permanent goal. And of course, our current head coach, Coach Mike Tomlin, you've heard him say, and there's a sign outside of our locker room where he says, "The standard is the standard." No explanation is needed there, but what he's saying is, if once you set a standard, you're expected to meet that standard each and every day, and then you're challenged to exceed it. And then, of course, I had the honor of working alongside Mr. Dan Rooney for a lot of years. With Mr. Rooney, every conversation was a lesson. So to pick one of those lessons was a chore. But he would always say to us on more than one occasion, "Do what's right." When I questioned the meaning of that, his response was simply, "If I have to tell you what's right, then you probably shouldn't be in the position you're in." As I stated earlier, there's a lot of uncertainty as to what's next. But what I can say for certain is you will succeed, but you're also going to fail. Again, you'll succeed, but you're going to fail. Nobody likes being on the wrong side of the confetti, and I've been on both sides. But when facing the challenges of a setback, understand that a great coach like Eddie Robinson lost 28% of the games he coached. Most Hall of Fame baseball players most likely failed 7 out of 10 times when they were at bat. And a young man like myself failed to attain his advanced college degree when I had my chance, while today, you guys get yours. The challenges that await you are daunting, to say the least. We're living in an active war that's a threat to democracies worldwide. No matter your political beliefs, I think we can all agree that our political climate is more unstable than ever. We're continuing to recover from the COVID pandemic. Social justice issues unfortunately came to the forefront a couple years ago, and resolution of these issues will continue to be a challenge. Opioid addiction, mental health problems, suicides, they're all on the rise. Are those concerns? Absolutely. Are they insurmountable? Absolutely not. No matter the challenges, I know you can overcome them. And how? Let's maybe look at those principles that those men taught me in my travels. Establish your own path. Don't be afraid to challenge a set way of thinking, a policy, etc. But in doing so, do it in a respectful, informative manner. Have a plan, practice and execute it, and do it for your team. Understand the task at hand. Prepare down to the most minute minute of details, then carry it out full speed ahead. Accept situations for what they are and paint them red. Recognize situations, seek perfection in every endeavor, but work through the realities, be it time, money, or circumstance. Small victories are important. Be proud of each victory. Leave something better than you found it. Understand that no matter how small a positive step is, it's a big one. Accomplishments are the ultimate. Don't be satisfied with just that positive step. No matter what the pursuit is, set that ultimate goal and don't stop until it's accomplished. Remember those accomplishments when you set your own standards. Once accomplished, your standard becomes the minimum, and it needs to be met, and as I said, then exceeded. And then just do what's right. Sometimes these 6 principles that I mentioned won't exist, and you're going to be confused as to what to do. And any time that I got confused, I'd reference what Mr. Rooney would say. Just do what's right. Even if we can use these principles to work through issues and find success, please remember what another great man that I encountered with always taught us. Joe Green, the great Hall of Fame defensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who worked with me for 9 years as a scout. Joe would always say to us, you want to be great? Do it again. If you make a tackle, good. You want to be great? Do it again. If you force the team to punt, good. You want to be great? Do it again. You win a game, good. You want to be great? Do it again. You win a championship, that's good. You want to be great? Do it again. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won 6 Super Bowl championships, as many as any NFL franchise. What's the significance of those 6 championships? The 7th is now attainable. Finally, I was attending Mass a few years back, and our priest made a great point to us by telling us, today is all that counts, because tomorrow never comes. I was a little confused, and then I thought about it, and he explained, think about it. Right now, you're living in today, you're thinking about tomorrow. But when you go to bed tonight, it's still today. When you wake up tomorrow, it's actually today. Today is all that matters. Smile, be proud, celebrate, enjoy. But in doing so, think about everything you had to do to get to this moment. Respect how hard it was to get here. When those next challenges appear, maybe tap into one of those aforementioned principles, and please know that you're going to come out on top. And why can I say that? Because you have done so before, and that degree you're about to receive shortly is proof. Once again, thank you for this opportunity to share some thoughts, and I can't wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for those inspiring words. But most of all, thank you for never forgetting RMU, even as you enjoyed a hugely successful career in the NFL. Your achievements have helped us to make RMU big enough to matter. And the example you set here today demonstrates what it means for us to be small enough to care. We are so proud, and we wish you the very best of luck in the next chapter of your story. Thank you again.
Robert Morris University recognizes dedicated individuals who have served the university with distinction by awarding emeritus status. Faculty chosen for this honor have a sustained record of noteworthy honors or accomplishments in teaching, research, and service. The names of all RMU emeritus faculty are listed on page 3 of your program. 3 members of the emeritus class of 2022 are with us this evening. Please join me in greeting them. Will all emeritus faculty present please stand and be recognized?
Today, we also honor our band director, Miss Elizabeth Charles, who is retiring from RMU after spending the last 14 years as director of bands. Mrs. Charles is more than an accomplished musician and amazing educator. She is the embodiment of RMU's spirit. No one has ever said the words, "Let's go, Bobby Moe," more than Mrs. Charles. During her illustrious career, she has fostered significant growth of the band program. She served as a mentor to students across every single academic major and also wrote the RMU alma mater. So at the end of today's ceremony, make sure you sing very loud and very proud to show our appreciation of Mrs. Charles. So Betsy, thank you for your service to RMU.
Veterans hold a special place in the hearts of Robert Morris faculty, staff, and students. We serve almost 400 veterans, ROTC, and military family students, with over 30 graduating this year. Would all please stand and be recognized? And would all military veterans present today please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your service. Madam President, assembled today are the candidates for the degrees of Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Nursing, and Master of Education. I will ask the candidates to stand as your school is called and the marshals to prepare them to approach the stage. Will Dr. John Locke, Senior Director, Student Involvement in Theatrical Productions, and Dr. Tim Schlock, Associate Provost, come forward to announce the names of all the candidates as they ascend the stage? And may I ask Vice President Sushil Acharya and John Michaelenko to assist the President with the recognition of the students. I call forward Dean Amjad Ali to welcome the candidates from the School of Informatics, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
I call forward Dr. Petros Malakian and Gary Davis to hood their candidates with the master's hoods signifying their degrees from the School of Informatics, Humanities, and Social Sciences. And may I ask that we hold our applause until all candidates have been recognized.
Ina Augustine.
Jigs D. Cabral.
Sarah Lynn Anusco.
Manuel A. Monos.
Fikadu Fita Bayen. Carly Shay Phillips.
Kayleen M. Puskarich.
Krista Maria Bernstein.
Nicholas A. Sauer.
Joshua Stanley.
Hadia Asgar.
Kyle D. Yalone.
Michael A. Schwartz.
Matthew J. Delozier.
Robert Cole Petrelli.
Vincent J. Capizzolo.
Michaela L. Kenley.
Marissa Jane Beck.
Eileen Mackenzie Kosherik.
Russell Joseph Caneth.
Ryan J. Podlagar.
Alyssa L. Keith.
Jessica J. Peranello.
Philip Baczynski.
Ryan J. Stauffer.
David C. Williams.
Garrett D. Wisely.
Joshua C. Horn.
Jordan T. Wirtz.
Mai Fung Tu.
Eric Wingfield.
Ian Cordish Murdoch.
Joshua Murphy.
Oliver Parkos, gold.
Mario Vincent Shepis.
Tyler Michael Savisky.
Nicholas J. Petnella.
Mei-Ling April Blackstone.
Mohammed Saud Alutaibi.
Michaela Mason.
Brandy L. Walters.
Sheila Davis.
Ashley K. Ewan.
Aaliyah C. Rose. Leanne Pontus.
Dylan A. Young.
Marcus Adamiola.
DeAndre Hicks.
Taven Tayshawn Harville.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for master's degree candidates from the School of Informatics, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
I now call forward Dean Maria Kalovich to present the candidates from the School of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science.
I call forward Dr. Jamila Al-Jarudi and Dr. Benjamin Campbell to hood their candidates with the master's hood signifying their degree from the School of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science. And may I ask that we hold our applause until all candidates have been recognized. Vice Provost Rodemacher, I present the master's degree candidates from the School of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science.
Fahad Al-Gawari.
Omar Goriola A. Fadu Jr.
Lely Le Gonzalez.
Sierra Petra Darlene Long.
Ahmed Maki.
Jacob D. Thomas.
Lenny Leroy Wolf Jr.
Noah S. Conan.
Khalid Al-Harti.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for master's degree from the School of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science.
I now call upon Dean Mark Myers to welcome the candidates from the School of Nursing, Education, and Human Studies.
I call forward Dr. Ashley Shields and Dr. Neha Pandit to hood the candidates with the master's degree hoods signifying their degree from the School of Nursing, Education, and Human Studies. And may I ask that we hold our applause until all candidates have been recognized. Vice Provost Rademacher, I present the master's degree candidates from the School of Nursing, Education, and Human Studies.
Alexander Moore Michaelenko.
Brianna Lee Bunner.
Hannah M. Owens.
Gavin M. Gallagher.
Hadley E. Roy.
Carmen L. Fisher.
Maria F. Hubel.
Kayla Legato.
Danielle L. Lohr.
Morgan A. Webster.
Kaylee Stunda.
Deborah B. Martz.
Erica Taylor Lewis.
Nicholas Patrick Biseglia.
Ryan R. Baylog.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for master's degrees from the School of Nursing, Education, and Human Studies.
I now call upon Acting Dean Prasad Vimala to welcome the candidates from the School of Business.
I call forward Dr. Jill Kerp and Dr. Jody Potter to hood their candidates with the master's hoods signifying their degree from the School of Business. And may I ask that we hold our applause until all graduates have been recognized. Vice Provost Rademacher, I present the master's degree candidates from the School of Business.
Joshua Troyani.
Alexis J. Anderson.
Molly Elizabeth Hillebrand.
Morgan Taylor Llewellyn.
James A. Paley.
Michael L. Varenik.
Daniel John Timmons.
Jose Mendoza.
Jacob E. Jenkins.
Ryan Ladovic.
Skylar T. Miller.
Christopher S. Gedeon.
Keyshawn John Andrus.
Luke A. Helsel.
Hunter R. Gatchell.
Russell D. Flew.
Maria E. Marmol.
Taylor A. Pannett.
Samantha K. Williams.
Kiana C. Brunner.
Cassandra Smith.
Carl Gustav Ino Mober.
Aaron C. Eiler.
Jugal Pandia.
Colin P. Titus.
Emilio J. Posa.
Pamela T. Isolde.
Timothy Allen Slagle, Jr.
Luke Thomas Troja.
Melanie Ann Hulse.
Tiffany N. Trunk.
Catherine B. Cook.
Devana Victoria Hopkins.
Angela Fiedler.
Olga Comer.
Farah A. Alzubaidi.
Donald J. Mead III.
Laura Ann Hoagland.
Leah A. Marino.
Nia M. Shas.
Samantha A. Potter.
Taylor A. Boback.
Katie L. Gazvoda.
Mallory L. Merkel.
Samantha Monica Faust.
Mackenzie L. Swift.
Sarah E. Wayner.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for master's degree from the School of Business.
And now, would all the master's degree candidates please rise? Madam President, I have the honor to present the degree candidates for the Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Nursing, and Master of Education, class of 2022.
All right. So we have to make this official. Okay, ready? So upon recommendation of the faculty, and with the authority vested in me by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the trustees of Robert Morris University, I confer upon you Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Nursing, Master of Education degree, for which you have been certified with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Woo. Okay, let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please be seated? Beginning on page 12 of your program are the dissertation titles of candidates who will be receiving their doctoral degrees this afternoon. You may wish to follow along as we hood our candidates for the Doctor of Science, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Nursing Practice. Would Dean Amjad Ali return to the podium to present the doctoral candidates from the School of Informatics, Humanities, and Social Sciences? Will Dr. Donna Salante, Dr. Paul Kovacs, and Dr. Ann Javro lead the candidates for the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications to the platform?
Madam President, I present those candidates who have fulfilled all degree requirements for the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications. We will be reading a short biography of each candidate. Your commencement program contains their names and titles of their dissertations. And may I ask that we hold our applause until all doctoral graduates have been recognized.
Lorraine Brandt is a senior data scientist at the MITRE Corporation. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering from California State Polytechnic University and a Master of Business Administration from Washington University. Her dissertation, Quantum Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, was supervised by Dr. Wenli Wang. Mary Burley is a systems engineer at the MITRE Corporation. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering from the University of Pittsburgh and a Master of Business Administration from Strayer University. Her dissertation, Perception of Enterprise Architecture Maturity in the Federal Government, was supervised by Dr. Peter Draus.
Hey, guys.
B. Scott Kell is a group leader at the MITRE Corporation. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Management of Technical Operations from the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, a Master of Science in Information Systems from George Mason University, and a Master of Arts in Christian Leadership and Training from Liberty University. His dissertation, Get It in Minutes, a case study on the application of small unmanned aircraft systems to last-mile package delivery services, was supervised by Dr. Donna Salante. John Kent III is a Principal Cybersecurity Engineer at the MITRE Corporation. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from the University of Virginia and a Master of Business Administration from New York University. His dissertation, User Perceptions of the Impact of Anonymity on Collaboration Using Enterprise Social Media, was supervised by Dr. Jamie Pinchot. Michael Lambert is a retired Lieutenant Colonel in the United States Army. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from Florida International University, a Master of Science in Chemical Oceanography from Florida State University, and a Master of Science in National Security Strategy from the National Defense University. His dissertation, Shaping the Message, an analysis of U.S. national security strategy message framing by the government and media, was supervised by Dr. Ann Jabro. Chen Jian Liu is a lead AI/ML systems software engineer at the MITRE Corporation. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Oceanography from National Taiwan Ocean University, a Master of Science in Oceanography from National Taiwan Ocean University, and a Master of Science in Computer Engineering from Florida International University. His dissertation, COVID-19 Pandemic Impact on Mortgage Performance, a Machine Learning Predictive Analytics Perspective, was supervised by Dr. Wenli Wong. Daniel Alabumo earned a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from Obafemi Awolowo University and a Master of Science in Computer Science from Texas Southern University. His dissertation, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence in E-Commerce, a case study of Southern Nigeria online grocery stores, was supervised by Dr. Natalia Bromal. Derek Perry is a Principal Information Engineer in the Network and Digital Science Service Engineering practice at the MITRE Corporation. He earned an Associate of Arts in Liberal Arts from Northern Virginia Community College, a Bachelor of Arts in Marketing from the George Washington University, and a Master of Business Administration in International Finance from the George Washington University. His dissertation, Minding the Mind, a study of artificial intelligence, governance, practices, was supervised by Dr. Fred Cohoon. Lynn Strzeski is a lease administrator at General Services Administration. She earned a Bachelor of Arts in History from the University of Pittsburgh and a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership from Robert Morris University. Her dissertation, Perceptions of Social Media and Nonprofit Organizations, was supervised by Dr. Donna Salante. Louis Suji is a Principal Business Strategist at the MITRE Corporation. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautics and Astronautics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a Master of Science in Aeronautics and Astronautics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and a Master of Science in Technology and Policy from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. His dissertation, Organizational Knowledge, Creation in a World of Full-Time Remote Work, Impacts to Socialization, Externalization, Combination, and Internalization of Knowledge, was supervised by Dr. Peter Draus.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications.
Would Dean Mark Myers present the doctoral candidates from the School of Nursing, Education, and Human Studies? Will Dr. Rick Fuller and Dr. Nadine Englert lead the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Instructional Management and Leadership to the platform?
Madam President, I present those candidates who have fulfilled all degree requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy in Instructional Management and Leadership. And may I ask that we hold our applause until all doctoral graduates have been recognized.
Ready? Amelia Boyd is the founder of The Covering LLC, where she manages operation and the company's strategic goals. She is also an adjunct instructor at the Community College of Allegheny County. She holds a BA in Fashion Design and Marketing from the Art Institute of Pittsburgh and a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership with a minor in Nonprofit Leadership from Robert Morris University. Her dissertation, an exploration of the lived experiences of Black women in senior executive leadership positions in nonprofit organizations, was supervised by Dr. Nathan Taylor. Dawn Brendel is the district supervisor for a school-based mental health program through Western Pennsylvania Psychological Care, where she provides outpatient counseling to students in kindergarten through 12th grade. She holds a BS in elementary education from California University of PA, a Master of Arts in Professional Psychology from Geneva College, and is a licensed behavioral specialist. Her dissertation, The Growing Responsibility of School Districts to Provide Mental Health Services to Adolescents, was supervised by Dr. Carrie Ann Bernadowski. Justin Bush is an instructional technologist at the Community College of Allegheny County, where he supports faculty with the design and development of online courses. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Computing and Information Systems from St. Vincent College and a Master of Education in Instructional Design from Seton Hill University. His dissertation, a case study on leadership perceptions of the quality of online education in Pennsylvania community colleges, was supervised by Dr. Rick Fuller. Dawn Caudill is the director of UPMC Jameson School of Nursing, located in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and the director of student engagement and retention for all UPMC schools of nursing. Dawn holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Carlow University and a Master of Science in Nursing Education from Robert Morris University. Her dissertation, Retention of Students in a Licensed Practical Nurse Training Program, a Mixed Methodology Investigative Study, was supervised by Dr. John Zienchak. Sarah Conroy is the Dean of Business and Technology at the Community College of Allegheny County, where she leads the operations for the academic disciplines of business, computer information technology, engineering, and skilled trades. She holds a BSBA in accounting from the University of Pittsburgh and a Master of Science in Taxation from Robert Morris University. Her dissertation, The Effective Training on Faculty Teaching Self-Efficacy in First-Year Experience Courses at a Two-Year College, was supervised by Dr. Mary Hanson. Catherine Davis is a teacher at Volusia County Schools in Florida. She has earned a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education and a Master of Education degree with a Reading Specialist certification from California University of Pennsylvania. Her dissertation, Kindergarten, First and Second Grade Teachers' Perceptions, Knowledge, and Attitudes about Teaching Early Literacy Skills Incorporating the Science of Reading, was supervised by Dr. Carrie Ann Bernadowski. Donna Irvin is a learning environment specialist at the Pittsburgh Public Schools. She coaches school leadership teams across the district on behavioral initiatives in her leadership role. She also provides support to individual teachers. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Communication from Chatham University, a Master in Art Therapy, an MAT, Master in Art Therapy, I think, in Education from the University of Pittsburgh. Her dissertation, Black Males Choosing the Path of Leadership, was supervised by Dr. Susan Parker. Michael Harper is the Principal Consultant of Harper HR Management Consulting, LLC. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from Robert Morris University and a Master of Science in Leadership and Business Ethics from Duquesne University. His dissertation, Post 9/11 Veteran Soft Skill Adaptability, a cross-sectional study of self-directed motivation to acquire critical skills in deployed settings, was supervised by Dr. Lawrence Tomei. Heather Herstein has accepted a position as an instructional designer at Cinecraft Productions in Cleveland, Ohio. Prior to this new role, she was the instructional technologist at Rochester Area School District and an adjunct communication skills professor at Robert Morris University. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Letters, Arts, and Sciences with a focus in organizational leadership from the Pennsylvania State University and a Master of Education in Secondary English Education from Slippery Rock University. Her dissertation, Instructional Designers as Catalysts for Change in Post-Pandemic Western PA K-12 Public Schools, an exploratory multiple case study, was supervised by Dr. John Zienchak. Melissa Holler is the Special Education Supervisor at Allegheny Valley School District, where she manages compliance with state and federal regulations for all students with disabilities. She also holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Elementary Education and a Master's in Instructional Technology from Duquesne University. She obtained her Principal Certificate in Special Education Supervisor certification through the University of Pittsburgh. Her dissertation, Special Education Teacher Retention and Attrition in Public Schools and Private Schools in Western Pennsylvania, was supervised by Dr. Vicki Don. Eric Howick is a K-12 principal in the Pencrest School District. She holds a BA in English, a Master of Science in Instructional Leadership from Robert Morris University, and a Master of Arts in Educational Leadership from Edinburgh University. She completed her Superintendent Letter of Eligibility from Gannon University. Her dissertation, Trauma-Informed Practices in Pennsylvania's Teacher Preparation Programs, a case study of perceived need and implementation in post-secondary curriculum, was supervised by Dr. Susan Parker. Jennifer Potts is a 5th grade teacher at Eastward Elementary School. She holds a BA in Elementary Education and Principalship Certification from Marshall University and a Master of Arts in Gifted Education from West Virginia University. Her dissertation, an analysis of elementary educators' use of student data and making instructional decisions, was supervised by Dr. E. Greg Holden. Sherry Rocchio is an assistant professor of interim department chair of accounting, financial planning, marketing, entrepreneurship, and general business at West Liberty University. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from West Liberty University and a Master of Business Administration from Franciscan University. Her dissertation, Faculty Perceptions of the Implementation and Effectiveness of Co-Requisite Remediation in West Virginia at 4-year institutions, was supervised by Dr. Rick Fuller. Jonathan Rolfe is a theater professional and educator. He received his undergraduate degree from Point Park University in musical theater and his master's degree from California University of Pennsylvania with teacher certification in communications. His dissertation, Empty Chairs at Empty Tables, How COVID-19 Has Changed the Role of the Artistic Director, Envisioning the Future, was supervised by Dr. James Bernauer. Joseph Sevaramutu is the owner of Central Medical Holdings, providing healthcare marketing and consulting. He obtained his Bachelor of Science in Marketing from Wheeling Jesuit University and a Master of Science in Industrial Labor and Relations from West Virginia University. His dissertation, Upskilling Employees in Remote Work Environments During COVID-19, was supervised by Dr. Nathan Taylor. Christine Schaefer is an elementary teacher with Accelerate Education, working with primary grade curriculum development. Christine holds a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education and a Master of Education in Early Childhood Education, both from California University of Pennsylvania, and a Master of Science in Higher Education from Robert Morris University. Her dissertation, a qualitative exploratory study of effective strategies to maintain student enrollments in small private colleges and universities, was supervised by Dr. Mary Hansen. Leslie Somerset Talley is the Associate of Career Development at Chatham University. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and a Master of Arts in Student Affairs and Higher Education from Slippery Rock University. Her dissertation, Intersectionality and Career Development, Exploring the Experiences of Recent College Graduates, was supervised by Dr. Nathan Taylor. Robert Thistlethwaite is an Assistant Chief of Emergency Services of Allegheny County Station and Aviation Maintenance Safety Non-Commissioned Officer in the United States Air Force Reserves. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Occupational Safety and Health and a Master of Public Administration from Columbia Southern University. His dissertation, A Mixed Methods Approach on Student Military Veterans and Higher Education, Academics and Support Services Preferences, was supervised by Dr. Carrie Ann Bernadowski. Denise Whitaker is a Director of Employee Relations at Thermo Fisher Scientific and an Adjunct Instructor in Human Resources, Leadership, and Ethics at La Roche University. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Government and Public Service and a Master of Science in Industrial Labor Relations from Indiana University, Pennsylvania. Her dissertation, A Program Evaluation of the New Choices Workforce Development Program and its impact on women's ability to obtain employment and overcome personal challenges, was supervised by Dr. James Bernauer.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Instructional Management and Leadership.
Okay. I again call Dean Mark Myers to present the doctoral candidates from the School of Nursing, Education, and Human Studies. Will Dr. Carl Ross, Dr. Luann Richardson, and Dr. Judith Kaufman lead the candidates for the Doctor of Nursing practice to the platform?
Madam President, I present those candidates who have fulfilled all degree requirements for the Doctor of Nursing practice, and may I ask that we hold our applause until all doctoral graduates have been recognized.
Faith Barrier is a stroke-certified registered nurse at St. Clair Health, providing care to patients diagnosed with COVID-19. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Robert Morris University. Her DNP project, exploring nurse practitioner student satisfaction and learning with a telehealth education module and simulation experience, was supervised by Dr. Susan Hellier. Elena Bond is a psychiatric nurse case manager at Heritage Valley Health Systems Staunton Clinic. She holds a BSN from the University of Pittsburgh and is a graduate of the Army Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse course at Dwight D. Eisenhower Army Medical Center. Her DNP project, Adolescent Intensive Outpatient Program Quality Improvement Project, was supervised by Dr. Kristen Kameg. Emily Burns currently works as a nurse in the medical ICU at Allegheny General Hospital. She holds a BS in nursing from Duquesne University. Her DNP project, Assessment of Pressure Injuries Acquired by Manual and Mechanical Pronation in ARDS Patients, was supervised by Dr. Judith Kaufman. Okay. Chris Clark is a senior professional staff nurse at UPMC Shadyside, where he works as a staff and charge nurse in the Neuroscience Intensive Care Unit. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Chattanooga University. His DNP project, The Effect of an Online Education Module on Patient Knowledge and Adherence to Statins, was supervised by Dr. Jessica Kammerer. Jennifer Curran is an ANCC board-certified psychiatric registered nurse who is currently working at Western Psychiatric Hospital's Neighborhood Living Program. She holds a BA in psychology from Duquesne University, her RN diploma from UPMC Shadyside School of Nursing, and her BSN from Waynesburg University. Her DNP project, Staff Perceptions of a Site-Based Housing First Harm Reduction Housing Program for the Chronically Homeless, was supervised by Dr. Carl Ross. Nadine Davis is a psychiatric nurse practitioner and hopes to work in the field of corrections. She holds an ASN from Lock Haven University of Pennsylvania and a BSN in School Nurse Certification from Slippery Rock University of Pennsylvania. Her DNP project, Effects of an Educational Intervention on Attitude and Knowledge of Electroconvulsive Therapy in Nurses and Nursing Students, was supervised by Dr. Lisa Lacosto. Gina Demiolo is a registered nurse on the Stroke Neurocranial Unit at Allegheny General Hospital. She holds a BSN from Penn State University Beaver, her DNP project, The Impact of Exercise on Levels of Anxiety and Depression During the COVID-19 Pandemic, was supervised by Dr. Judith Kaufman. Alana Dvorianchikova is a critical care certified emergency department nurse at McGee's Women's Hospital and also an adjunct faculty at Carlow University. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from Pennsylvania State University and a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Robert Morris University. Her DNP project, Nurses Perceive Mental Health During COVID-19 Pandemic, Phenomenological Study, was supervised by Dr. Diane Ferndeck. Melanie Hoddle is a registered nurse who recently undertook a travel assignment on a COVID-19 medical surgical unit at Forbes Hospital in Monroeville. She holds a BSN from Indiana University of Pennsylvania, class of 2017. Her DNP project, Telesitter Education and Fall Reduction, was supervised by Dr. Holly Hampy. Catherine Hudzima has been a psychiatric nurse for the last 8 years, currently working at St. Clair Health with the general adult population. She holds a BSN from Carlow University. Her DNP project, Evaluation of a Quality Improvement Fall Prevention Program in Psychiatric Inpatient Setting, was supervised by Dr. Stephen Foreman. Emerald Huggins Jr. is an addiction medicine psychiatric nurse at Western Psychiatric Hospital. He holds a BS in Public Relations and Advertising from Oral Roberts University and a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Duquesne University. His DNP project, Relationship of Obtaining a Medical Marijuana Card to Levels of Anxiety and Depression for Persons living with HIV, was supervised by Dr. Holly Hampy. Alexis Cajas currently works as a nurse in the medical ICU at Allegheny General Hospital. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology from Penn State University and a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Robert Morris University. Her DNP project, The Impact of Decreased Weight on Blood Pressure of Overweight Children and Adolescents, was supervised by Dr. Lisa Lacosto. Saudat Lawal is a professional staff nurse at Intently Care Nursing Staffing, providing care to the geriatric psychiatric patient population. She holds a BSN from South University. Her DNP project, Effective Music as an Adjunct Therapy to Pharmacotherapy for Patients with Mental Illness, ages 18 and older, in long-term care facility, was supervised by Dr. Nadine Englert. Brooke Lawson is a stroke-certified registered nurse at Allegheny General Hospital on the neurocranial unit, which provides acute care to cerebrovascular and cranial surgery patients. She holds a BSN from Ohio University. Her DNP project, an analysis of post-stroke survivors and their experience with fatigue, was supervised by Dr. Angela Byers. Amanda Lind is a psychiatric nurse practitioner at Summit Psychological Services, providing outpatient psychiatric care to children, adolescents, and adults. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Child Development and Family Relationships from the University of Idaho and a BSN from Ohio University. Her DNP project, Naloxone Distribution on an Inpatient Unit, was supervised by Dr. Lisa Lacosto. Taylor Mahalik currently works as a registered nurse at West Penn Hospital's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Carlow University. Her DNP project, The Prevalence of Postpartum Depression in Pittsburgh, PA, before and during COVID-19, was supervised by Dr. Lisa Lacosto. Mary McMahon is a telemetry step-down registered nurse at McGee Women's Hospital, providing care to patients with a variety of different disease processes. She holds a BSN from Duquesne University. Her DNP project, Partially Satisfied, Sexual Quality of Life in an Online Community for Menopause Support, was supervised by Dr. Betsy Kamon. Melissa Mayola is a senior professional staff nurse at UPMC Presbyterian, where she works as a staff and charge nurse on the trauma surgical unit. She holds a BS in nursing from Duquesne University. Her DNP project, Confidence in Identifying and Assisting Victims of Human Trafficking Among Trauma Nurses, was supervised by Dr. Denise Ramponi. Sarah Nichols is a resource intensive care nurse at Allegheny General Hospital, providing critical care nursing to decompensating and at-risk patients throughout the hospital. She holds a BSN from Carlow University. Her DNP project, Nurse Practitioner Students, Comfort and Knowledge Level of Primary Palliative Care and Communication, the Effects of Module-Based Education, was supervised by Dr. Katrina Pio. Nicole Pacella is a certified psychiatric registered nurse at UPMC Mercy Hospital and provides psychiatric assessments and detoxification services to students. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Public Health from Slippery Rock University and a BSN from Robert Morris University. Her DNP project, Exploring Experiences of Mental Health Providers on Practice in Correctional Psychiatry, was supervised by Dr. Ashley Shields. Sabrina Platt is working as a nurse practitioner at Fattigati Nolan and Associates as an adult primary care provider. She holds a BS in biology and chemistry, a BS in nursing, and a DNP as a family practitioner from Robert Morris University. Her DNP project, Primary Care Provider Perceptions of Telemedicine Before and During the COVID-19 Pandemic, was supervised by Dr. Terry Devereaux. Bethany Porter is a psychiatric nurse who has worked with patients across the lifespan as well as an adjunct faculty member teaching psychiatric nursing at several local universities. She holds a BSN from the George Washington University. Her DNP project, The Effectiveness of a Mindfulness Application on Perception and Scores of Nursing Burnout in Doctorate Nurse Practitioner Students and Nurse Practitioners, was supervised by Dr. Stephen Foreman. Sindhu Ramesh Kiefer is the primary care coordinator at VA Pittsburgh Medical Center. She serves as the hospital nursing supervisor for non-administrative hours. She holds a BA in psychology from the University of Pittsburgh and a BSN from Chatham University. Her DNP project, Provider Perceptions, Barriers to Depression Screening and Primary Care, was supervised by Drs. Terry Devereaux and Denise Ramponi. Madeline Rodecker is a travel registered nurse at Allegheny General Hospital and an orthopedic medical surgical unit, and is a casual senior professional staff nurse at UPMC Presbyterian on a trauma general surgery unit. She obtained her BSN from Robert Morris University. Her DNP project, Compliance Initiatives of Hourly Rounding and Fall Outcomes, was supervised by Dr. Luann Richardson. Emily Rohrer is a registered nurse currently practicing at UPMC Shadyside in Pittsburgh. She obtained her BSN from the University of Pittsburgh in 2015. After caring for oncology patients for the last 5 years, she intends to transition to women's health upon becoming certified as a family nurse practitioner this spring. Her DNP project, Caring for Mom During Well Child Visits, application of an interconception screening tool to pediatric primary care, was supervised by Dr. Lisa Lacosto. Alexandra Scherbach is a critical care nurse at Maxim Healthcare Services, providing care to a variety of patients in different ICU settings. She holds a BSN from California University of Pennsylvania. Her DNP project, Experiences and Perceptions of ICU Care by Patients Who Suffered a Cardiac Arrest, was supervised by Dr. Carl Ross. Megan Tankosh is a registered nurse at PsyCare Incorporated, providing behavioral health care to patients across the lifespan. She holds a BSN from the Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Her DNP project, Impact on Depression Between Two TMS Protocols, was supervised by Dr. Angela Byers.
Please join me in congratulating the candidates for the Doctor of Nursing Practice.
Will all of the doctoral candidates please rise? Madam President, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Science, Doctor of Philosophy, or Doctor of Nursing Practice degree, class of 2022.
Okay, we got to make it official. Upon recommendation of the faculty and with the authority vested in me by the Pennsylvania State Department of Education and the trustees of Robert Morris University, I confer upon you the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications, Doctor of Philosophy in Instructional Management and Leadership, and the Doctor of Nursing Practice degree for which you have been certified, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Traditionally, the men and women of the graduating doctoral classes choose to give back to Robert Morris University, a reminder of the hard work and team efforts it took to achieve their personal goals. This year's class gifts from the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications, Doctor of Philosophy in Instructional Management and Leadership, and Doctor of Nursing Practice will be presented by representatives of their cohorts now taking the stage.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Lorraine Brandt,
And I'm Dr. John Kent.
and our cohort feels very strongly that we would like to, first of all, thank the administration, the faculty, and the staff of Robert Morris University for all that you've given to us. And in appreciation of that, we would like to give back to the school, just as Dr. Colbert has suggested.
Cohort 21 of the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications would like to present, as our Class of 2022 gift, a donation to the Fred Cahoon Educational Excellence Endowment Scholarship.
The scholarship is presented to a student in the second year of the doctoral program in Information Systems and Communications who shows academic excellence and leadership in their cohort.
We are proud to present this gift on behalf of the cohort in appreciation of everything Dr. Cahoon and the other faculty has given us to each of us as we've progressed through this program.
Thank you so much.
From the doctoral class in Instructional Management and Leadership, please welcome Donna Irvin and Jennifer Potts.
Well, good afternoon. And thank you so much, all of you, for celebrating with us today. And to all the graduates of 2022, congratulations. Well done. I'm Donna Irvin, representing the IML PhD Cohort 15 on ground. We are donating our class gift to Inclusion and Equity, the Veterans Center, and the George Simich Scholarship Fund. Thank you.
Congratulations, graduates, and thank you, friends and family, for being here today. My name is Jennifer Potts, and I am representing the members of the IML PhD Cohort 15 online. We have donated our class gift to the George W. Simich Endowed Scholarship Fund. Thank you.
And from the students in the Doctor of Nursing Practice program, please welcome Sabrina Platt.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Sabrina Platt, and this is my best friend, Dr. Elena Deverin-Chakova. Madam President, members of the faculty, members of this graduating class, family, and friends, I am deeply honored to have been nominated by my cohort to present our graduation gift. As we all know, being flexible during the pandemic was a new requirement we had to implement into our daily lives. We cleared off our desks and posted up at our kitchen counters and persevered through the darkest days of the pandemic as we began learning and working from home. We sustained the drive that began our journey to further our education because we all wanted something more. The recipient of our gift, Dr. Carl Ross, shares those same sentiments. He is flexible, determined, and destined for something more. Dr. Ross is the founder of the Carl Ross Scholarship for Serving the Underserved. The mission of this scholarship is to enhance the quality of culturally appropriate and equitable care that results in improved health and well-being for people who live in developing countries. The scholarship seeks to provide student nurses and other professionals with the knowledge necessary to care for those in need. For years, Dr. Ross has been traveling to Nicaragua. I should be more specific. Dr. Ross's heart is in Nicaragua. Two of my best friends, Alana, who is graduating with me today, and Samantha Sheets, who both began their nursing education here at Robert Morris, were able to accompany Dr. Ross on one of his many trips. They explained to me that Dr. Ross presents a gift to each family. For Sam and Alana's family, Dr. Ross gave them money to replace their roof and a horse, which could be used as a mode of transportation. Every single family got a gift from Dr. Ross. But this is not his envisioned entirety. As I mentioned, Dr. Ross is destined for something more. He wants to create a sustainable difference, which is why he has built a free clinic in Nicaragua so that people of this developing area can receive preventative care even when he is not there. And this creates a lasting impact. We all have learned to navigate the fluid waters of the pandemic. We found our footing. Our classes weren't canceled, and we didn't quit. Dr. Ross shares that same passion and strives to provide stability for those citizens in developing countries. So it is with our greatest pleasure to present Dr. Ross with $1,000 for the Dr. Carl Ross Scholarship for Serving the Underserved. We hope this small piece of our love and gratitude will go far and beyond to help you help others that need it most. We love you.
To the doctoral students from the Doctor of Science in Information Systems and Communications, Doctor of Philosophy in Instructional Management and Leadership, and Doctor of Nursing Practice Programs, let me thank you for your gifts to mark this graduating class of doctoral candidates here at RMU. Your contributions will become part of the traditions that continue today. So let's all give them one more round of applause. So the heart of any university is the faculty, who have taught, guided, and inspired our graduates. Will the members of the faculty please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Now, will the members of the graduating class of 2022 please stand up? Everybody out. There we go. One more time, let's congratulate everybody. So graduates, please remain standing. It is important that we recognize the parents, the spouses, the family members, and the friends who have supported you in many ways so that you may be here today. So please join me in a round of applause for all of them. This year's festivities do not end here. We invite you to join us for a reception immediately following our ceremony. Family and friends are encouraged to stay on campus with their graduates and share in the joys of this occasion with the faculty, staff, and administration who will get there shortly. The faculty and graduates will proceed to the back of the arena and will take the stairs directly to the reception area. Did you get that? We're all good? Okay, good. We will ask those of you in the stands to please remain in place until the graduates have departed the arena to allow for a smooth recession. Please do not block the exit aisles. Okay, so at this time, we invite you to stand and remain standing for the recessional and join us as we proudly and loudly sing our alma mater in honor of Betsy Charles.